Hey guys, Miles here. Hope you're doing well. Hey, listen, I wanted to address a question that one of our team members had about traffic quality when it comes to being able to track your clicks and determine the quality of traffic when it comes to funnel ROX, which of course leads to Easy One Up. So again, one of our team members, Cletus, as you can see right here on the screen, he posed a question about being able to track your clicks through Aweber, which is an autoresponder, by the way. Now, as you know, autoresponders are not really tools for tracking your clicks when you're running traffic. You can certainly do that depending on the situation, but again, when it comes to tracking clicks, I normally recommend that someone will actually, utilize an actual tracking software. For example, such as ClickMagick. If you're part of FunnelX ROI, you can certainly use ROI Panel. That's also a tracking software. But again, so here's the thing. When it comes to the way FunnelX is designed and the way those follow-up messages are positioned, looking at Cletus's response from Aweber, which I was already aware of this, and so are you if you're part of FunnelX, you know that your follow-up messages that has your link, has your affiliate link in your follow-up messages, you can't actually see it because it's what they call a global snippet. Now again, I don't believe in getting too technical and using technical terms, which is just going to complicate things and throw a lot of people off. It's not necessary. But again, if you are communicating or you're sending a request to Aweber, again, Aweber is not familiar with all of our systems. They can certainly take a look at your back office and give you the best explanation that they can give you. They can see that you're using a global snippet. But however, there's much more to the story than the way Aweber responded to you. So again, let's take it a step back. Again, if you are watching this and you're on my team, all right, you are a member of the 4%, okay? You're going through the 4% challenge, or you should be. Now, having said that, the training that's provided in the 4% will answer a lot of the questions that I see people, posting inside of the group. Now, am I saying by any means or stretch that we don't want, or I don't want you to ask questions? No, that's why we're here. That's why we're a team. That's why we have a Facebook group. But at the same time, becoming an entrepreneur is also when a person starts becoming more resourceful. Vic Stryzus talks about that a lot inside of the 4% challenge. So as your team sponsor, I want to make sure that you are understanding the process. You are understanding the flow of information. You're understanding the life cycle of a funnel or any funnel. No matter what you're promoting, you need to understand the life cycle of the funnel. And that life cycle is pretty much the same no matter what you're promoting. So again, to address this question here, I understand that Cleet wants to be able to track his clicks in his follow-up message. As people are clicking on those follow-up messages, he wants to be able to track the clicks because he wants to be able to track them because he wants to be able to determine, are they responding? Is that traffic good or not? Now, again, Aweber is correct. You cannot track a global snippet, okay? If you go into your back office, I can do it right here. I'll show you mine. If you go into your Aweber, okay, and you are looking, you actually take a look at one of your follow-up messages. I'll do that right now, okay? So I'm looking at my first follow-up message. And as you can see, these blue lines, anything that's in blue, that's a hyperlink. Obviously, you know that. So if you're checking this, I'm going to caution you right now. I would recommend you do not mess with your populated follow-up messages. You leave them alone. You really, it's best not to mess with them because if you change something, it's going to ruin your follow-up series. So as I'm looking at this, I'm being very careful. I'm just doing this to demonstrate what we're dealing with, what we're talking about here. So again, if I highlight this, This is a hyperlink, and I want to see the actual link structure. Okay, normally it would be my affiliate link in there. Okay, but in this case, and let me just click on it. As you can see, this is a global snippet. Okay, it's tied to my affiliate link, but this was configured when you set up your FunnelX ROI system. When you set it up in the beginning, David Deco took you through the steps. He had you set up this global snippet. So as I look here, I'm not seeing my actual affiliate link as I know it. Okay, but that link was already configured when I first set up my FunnelX system. So let me just cancel this. I'll be very, very careful that I don't mess anything up here, okay? Wouldn't be happy about that. All right? So, and as you well know, you can certainly see your open rate, but for these particular follow-up messages, you cannot determine the click rate through Aweber. And again, here's the open rates on my very first one. I'm getting like a 37%. And these open rates are really, really good. And as people go through the funnel, obviously the open rate is going to decrease. And it should decrease. It may go up, kind of like the stock market. It goes down a little, it goes up a little. That's certainly normal. So if you're not seeing open rates that are similar to this, your setup may not be correct. So that's something you may want to take a look at. Also depending on, like Cletus talking about, depending on your traffic, the quality of your traffic, of course, is going to determine your open rate. But this discussion is not about open rate. This discussion is about the click-through rate. So the question is, excuse me. The question is, Miles, how do I determine? Okay, Miles, I've taken subscribers from another source. I've imported subscribers from another autoresponder. I've dropped them in to my Aweber, or for example, I could say it this way: I've taken subscribers from another list, and I've imported them into my FunnelX prospect ROI list, okay, because I want to get those people in the funnel. I want those people, okay, I want those leads, those subscribers to also start getting David's follow-up messages, okay, on a daily basis. Great, I recommend you do that too. But here's the key: understanding what's going on here. That's why if you're not a member of the 4% challenge, you need to become a member, okay? And you need to follow the training and the recommendations that Vic is giving to all of us. Because, again, a lot of the answers and understanding the flow and the structure, you will learn that as a member of the challenge. So if you're watching this and you're not a member of the 4% challenge, you can certainly contact me, and I'd love to get you started. But again, I think most people watching this right now are members of the challenge. So let's solve this problem. I'm reading Cletus's posts. In fact, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll read some of it. It says, Aweber, as I have mentioned before someplace, when sending subscribers to your list to the Legacy Follow-Up Series, Aweber tracks the opens but does not track the clicks. Well, Aweber does track the clicks if there is an actual trackable link, okay? If there's a trackable link inside of those emails. In this case, it's not a trackable link. It's a global snippet. So the question is, well, Miles, how do I track those if people are clicking on that? Okay, how do I track that? Well, here's the thing. If you are using a follow-up series where it's a global snippet, okay, you cannot track. Then in that case, you cannot track the clicks. Okay, again, there's some things that technically can't be done. Okay, it's as simple as that. You cannot track the clicks for a global snippet. It's impossible. Remember, a global snippet is like a convenience. It's a way of globally populating all of those follow-up messages, you could have 100 follow-up messages. Normally, you would need to modify each message one at a time. But the beauty of a global snippet is you make the modification once and boom, it populates all of those emails. So that's a great thing. But while there may be advantages here, there may be disadvantages here. But again, let's go back to the beginning. Let's understand what we're doing here. From my understanding, based on what Cleet has here, he wants to be able to determine the quality of his clicks. Okay, again, I agree. I like to know the quality of my traffic too. Let's take it a step back. Are you asking the question correctly? Are you understanding, Cleet, what we're doing here? Because listen, if people are in a follow-up series, okay, that's really step 2 in the process. In other words, they had to go somewhere first before they got to the follow-up series. For example, if I were to go and run a campaign or purchase a solo ad, okay, follow me? When I purchase that solo ad, initially, I'm sending them to my capture page. All right, I am using my affiliate link at that point, and I'm sending them step 1. They're going to my capture page. So if they're going to my capture page, at that point, I am using my affiliate link, and I am using a tracking software such as ClickMagick or either ROI Panel. So at that point, those clicks, those initial clicks, would be tracked. You follow me? That initial traffic would be tracked. That's step 1, and then only then that traffic is going to be redirected, or I don't want to really use the word redirected. Once those people are on your list, all right, they're on your prospect list for FunnelX, then they will go through the legacy follow-up series. But what I'm saying is, before they ever got to the legacy follow-up series, where you're not going to be able to track the clicks, before they ever got there, that traffic was tracked previously. You follow me? The traffic was already tracked when you sent them to your capture page. Now, if you're saying, well, hey, Miles, that's great, but see, Miles, this situation is different. I already had that traffic. I just imported the traffic. I put them in my subscriber list. You see, I already had the traffic, and I put it in my subscriber list. Well, if that's the case, here's all I can tell you. The traffic that you had somewhere else, it was in either another list or it came from another autoresponder, that traffic should have been tracked back then. And at that point, you could have determined the quality of the traffic. So what I'm also, I'll say it this way. If you're importing traffic from another autoresponder, okay, or you're moving it from another list, you should already know the quality of the traffic if you were tracking it back then. Now, if you never tracked it back then, well, then then you don't know the quality of that traffic. You should at least know where the traffic came from because you generated it. Okay, those people opted in. So that's really the explanation that I have for you. Again, before people are getting to your follow-up legacy series for FunnelX, you should already know the traffic quality. Why? Because you've already tracked, okay? You've already measured that traffic quality, using ClickMagick or something like that, when those people subscribe. Because remember, they had to subscribe, all right? They subscribed at some point in time. Again, they're either coming from, let's say, okay, we're using Aweber here. They're either coming from, for example, maybe they're coming from ConvertKit, or they're coming from GetResponse, or they're coming from Infusionsoft. At the time you're watching this, they've changed their name to, I think it's called Cape or Kelp, something like that. KEAP. Infusionsoft has changed their name. So they're coming from a different autoresponder service, but those subscribers are on some previous list. So when they got on that previous list, at that point, you should have tracked the quality of traffic. This way you'll already know, okay? You'll know the quality. Now, yes, as they're going through the follow-up series, like I just said, you won't be able to determine, like, how many clicks. That's really not important, believe it or not, at that point. It's really not. Because before those people ever get to your follow-up series, you are tracking the clicks previously in step 1. Again, the follow-up series is really step 2 in the process. Step 1 is for people to opt in to your capture page. All right, they're opting in. You can determine the quality of the traffic. And at that point, they are clicking on your affiliate link. Now they're on your list. And then they're going through the follow-up series, the follow-up emails that they'll be getting from David on a daily basis. Pretty much on a daily basis. So, all right. So that answers the question. Again, you got to remember, when we're using this follow-up series, yes, it is a global snippet. It's not, again, if it was an affiliate link, you could certainly track it, but you can't track a global snippet. All right. So again, if you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I'll certainly answer it. And hopefully, I've answered your question. All right. So that's it, Miles Seegers. I'm out. I will talk to you later. Looking forward to receiving any other future questions that you may have, Cleet, as well as anybody else. All right. Take care, guys.